Hi guys! So I'm 21 weeks and 3 days today, and I feel huge. I'm pretty sure I say this every single week, and I have since I was like 10 weeks, but it's to the point where I'm like uncomfortable all the time, and it sucks. One of the main things this week, my stomach muscles are extremely sore on the sides, and sometimes in the middle on the top also. It's just like sore. It feels like a sore muscle, and it's probably because they're like stretching so much, but just to like touch it, it's like aha, because they're definitely like stretching apart. I'm hungry all the time as always, and I'm getting a little bit of an appetite back, so that's good, but for the most part I still don't want to eat anything. On Monday I had my my first routine ultrasound for my new doctor's office, and they said that I'm gonna get one every 3 to 4 weeks, and they just measured everything, and they measured like the bones and the stomach and the heart and the brain and the head, and just looked at absolutely everything. And as of right now, both babies are head down, which is good, but the ultrasound tech said don't get your hopes up because they could move around at any time. So but I think it's at least a start. They know right now that they have to be head down, so I just hope that they stay that way. Basically, she measured everything, and the first difference is that originally baby A was on my right side and baby B was on my left side. And the reason that they did it that way is because they were both implanted like at the same exact spot, and so she was like, I have no idea which one is A and which one's B, so I'm just gonna name left to right. So now one has officially dropped lower, and it just so happens to be the opposite. So now baby A is on my left side and baby B is on my right side. And what that means, if you guys don't know, they named baby A and baby B based on which baby's gonna come out first. So baby A is lower, which means he's gonna come out first. So that's Kyson. Kyson was originally baby B, but now he's baby A because he's lower. So it's still the same baby on the same side. They didn't switch sides or anything. It's just that they named him differently now because now Kyson is lower than Caden. So he's down, and his head is down all the way down there, and then Caden's head was right next to him. So I got a bunch of pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys those pictures. Here is Kyson. See if you guys can see. You see his little profile. Cutest little profile. And then here is Caden. Caden's little profile. So adorable. And so this shot is both of the tops of their head. So it's like from up here. So she was all down there. So there's, let me see. That one's Kyson and that one's Caden. Kyson, Caden. This is Caden's foot right there. And this is Kyson's foot right there. And this one's kind of weird. This is Kyson's arm, but that's Caden's head. So the separation is like right here. It just, both happen to get in the shot. So there's Kyson's arm, and then Caden's head. And then right here is Caden's arm, and then his body. So his little hands right there. His arm goes that way. So I think these pictures are just awesome. So anyway, after she measured them, what they do is the ultrasound tech measures them and puts in all this stuff, and then they give all the measurements to the doctor that's there. And he came in, and after she gave him all to him, he came in and he was like, well, they look absolutely perfect. Neither of them have anything wrong that we can sense right now, and pretty much everything looks as good as it can be with twins. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So right now everything is on track and everything is just perfect. Also, it was so exciting, they can guesstimate how much they weigh. And so Kyson, she said Kyson is 13 ounces and Caden is 12 ounces. So they're like 1 ounce apart from each other. And of course that's just a complete estimation, but I just thought that was really cool how you can see how much they weigh. So they're not quite a pound yet, but they're getting there. By their measurements, she said that my due date should be April 11th, which I got April 10th, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with April 10th, just because that's just what I got for my last menstrual period. So it's just anywhere, we've gotten so many different due dates, it's just anywhere from the 10th to the 15th, so sometime around there is our due date. and it changes all the time just because babies grow at different rates, so they constantly measure differently. I think that's pretty much all that happened at that appointment. Like I said, we're gonna get a routine ultrasound every 3 to 4 weeks just to check up on things, make sure everything's okay. She also measured like the fluid and stuff like that in the sacs, and everything is just perfect right now. I mean, like, it pretty much couldn't be better than this, except for I'm uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter because they're all happy and they're perfect and they're just amazing. And they're still both boys. She's like, do you know the gender? And we're like, yep, pretty sure they're both boys. And she checked and she was like, yep, both boys. So definitely boys. Then, this is funny, I was at the grocery store, shopping at the grocery store, and the guy that was like at the checkout, the guy that was checking the stuff out, he looked at me and he was like, oh, you due pretty soon? And I was like, April. And he was like, oh wow. I was like, yeah, I'm having twins. And he was like, oh, double trouble. So I thought that was really funny because I'm like huge. Like, you guys will see, I'm huge. I'm like massive. I feel full term. I feel huge. Also, I was talking about this last week, how my next scheduled appointment with my doctor is December 15th. And they said that I should make an appointment with different doctors just to make sure, because you're not really sure who's gonna deliver or whatever. I had made it with a different OB at that time, and I wanted to change it back to the other OB that I really liked, just to get, I don't know, just to be more consistent and have like see him 2 times in a row to make sure I really like him, and then maybe try out some of the other ones. But anyway, they happened to call me today and they said that the doctor that I had made the appointment with couldn't be in that day. So coincidentally, I got changed back to that doctor anyway. So it's just meant to be. So now I have an appointment with the doctor that I really like. It's on December 15th and it's at the same time. It's at 11:40. Then I had my second Bradley class this week, the Bradley Method class, and things are pretty good. She mostly just talked about diet and exercise again, and I have a little chart that I have to mark off every single thing I eat and make sure I'm getting a lot of protein. And then next week she said she's gonna give me a pedometer, which sucks. And she gave me this little book she actually gave me a few books, and I have them somewhere. I don't have them handy right this second, but she gave me it's like Husband Coached Birth or something like that. She told me and Drake to read that book, and then she gives a few other books, and she gives a little workbook and stuff like that. I have to read some of that, and I'll let you guys know how it is. And for the most part, the classes are good. I think I mentioned this before. We have a little bit different views on just some parenting things, and one of the things she was talking about is how she doesn't believe on breastfeeding on demand, and she also doesn't believe in breastfeeding in public, which that's like totally not me at all. Like, I just pull it out whenever, wherever, and I have a cover that I use, so I guess maybe that's different, but I don't know. Like, that's just, she's very pro breastfeeding, don't get me wrong. She's very pro breastfeeding, and she's very, she's going to teach me all kinds of things of how to breastfeed twins. It's just like, she said she fed her babies every single 2.5 hours, like whether they were sleeping or not. And that's fine, but I can't do that. I'm just going to feed them like whenever they're hungry. And other than that, she had a lot of good, like I said, a lot of good tips and a lot of good stuff like that. She's teaching me some exercises and talking about Kegels, which, look, I love those Kegels. The only other thing that I can think of this week is that we finally got our lease changed. Yay! With our apartment, because before, if you guys haven't seen my other video, then before we were on a year lease with this apartment, which means we would have been stuck here until next August. And then we had our, she's not our on-site manager anymore, but she was. She told us that like they gave us the wrong lease or something, because everyone else on this whole property has a month-to-month lease except for us. We had a year lease, so we were like, okay, what the heck? So we went down there to pay rent this month, and I was like, I just have a question about our lease. Like, we have a year lease, I noticed everyone else doesn't, and it's kind of a problem because I have twins and we're not gonna be able to fit in that place like for very long anyway. And she was like, oh, let me take a look. So she looked at it and she was like, yeah, I don't know why they did that. So she tore up that lease and we signed a completely different lease. So now we're on a month-to-month lease, which means we can leave whenever we want, which is so good because I was so worried about that. And also we met with a realtor and we got all the information that we needed. Basically everything is good. We have a few different options that we can do. We can either wait a few months, because my credit score is fairly new. We can either wait to like 2 or 3 months to get to like start the whole process, or what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna, it's a really complicated thing, but basically I'm gonna get my credit score faster, and we're gonna start hopefully at the end of this month. We're gonna start the whole house process, and hopefully we can have a house before the babies are here. That's what we're hoping for. We're crossing our fingers, so cross your fingers. We have to save up a little bit more money. We have most of it saved up, so we're just like the final things. It's gonna be so exciting because he said we would definitely qualify for a loan, no problem, which is awesome. And like I said, I really want to be close to my mom, and there's like a million houses for sale on her street and then like around her street. So I cannot wait to start doing that. But like I said, I want to start doing it soon because it would suck to move everything like right after the babies are here. So we'll figure out something. Everything will go how it's meant to go. So I'm not really too worried about that. And if anything, we have plenty of room in this room, that in our room, for the twins to fit for at least the first 6 months. So if worst comes to worst and we had to stay here, then it's not a problem at all. I would just prefer that we have a bigger place. So that's pretty much all for this week. Pretty much I'm just super duper duper quadruper uncomfortable. The babies kick all the time. They kick my ribs now, and they like punch my bladder and they kick my ribs, and it's kind of weird because baby B, so Caden, so the baby on my right side, is always higher excuse me, is always higher than Kyson. So my stomach is constantly lopsided. Like my right side is always bigger than my left side. I think that's really funny. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my massive belly. Okay, so here's the shirt down. Here's with the shirt up. And when I sit, I think I might have mentioned this last week, but when I sit, like if you can see, my stomach like folds right there. Let me see if you see this better. My stomach folds right here. So when I sit down, like not only is there a crease right there, but it stops and then goes straight out. See, it's so weird. It's like all baby right here. So here's my belly. Just gonna measure. I think I was 38 something last week. I'm not sure exactly what it was. This week I'm at 39 exactly. So I definitely grew, and I could feel one of the babies moving. This is Caden. Caden's moving right now. Kind of weird. But yeah. I'm actually a tad over 39, but we'll just call it 39. And I don't know if you guys can see, but my belly button was pierced before, and it's completely closed up. Like completely, which is kind of good because then I won't have like that nasty scar that happens on a lot of people. But it's closed up really well. And then my old stretch mark that I had with Lilia is right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And then also I got a teeny tiny ones with Lilia, and those are starting to show up too right here. So I don't have any new stretch marks at all that I can see anyway, knock on wood. But that's where I am. This my belly button's gonna freaking attack you. It's out so far. Yep, that's weird. You can see my veins. Anyway, so that's pretty much all for this week. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go take a shower and I'm gonna go to bed because it's 10 o'clock, so I need to go to bed. So I am going to go ahead and talk to you guys for my next update, or for week, let's see, for week 22. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.